It felt like we cheated birth. We were like, this is easy, everything's going so great, nothing possibly could go wrong. But quickly, things started to turn.
That we were at dinner, FaceTiming the baby monitors while our children were asleep.
Today, I'm attempting to make a protein shake one-handed. I'm a dad, and my baby likes to be held on his belly. I'm the designated baby holder because my 5'2" wife doesn't have arms long enough to do this hold.
It is very hot today. It's like 105, so hopefully these photos don't take... Oh, it's 107?
I totally forgot our son's pants, so he's gonna be pantsless.
Matt admitted that becoming a dad made him feel stuck. And ever since then, it's been one parenting disaster after another. Abby opened up about how literally the day after giving birth, Matt just emotionally pieced out. We're talking a full-on shutdown. Meanwhile, she's sitting there with a newborn on her chest, stitched up from a C-section, still bleeding, and this man is acting like he's the one who needs a support group. And the reason? He felt stuck. And yes, those were his exact words. Now, at first, you might think that this was just a rough patch, but the more you listen, the more it sounds like Matt has been centering himself since day one, and everybody else, including the baby, is just supposed to adjust. Because what kind of dad leaves his toddlers alone on a cruise ship and thinks FaceTiming from dinner is enough? Oh, and wait till we get to the part where he forgot to put pants on his kid in 107-degree heat. Let's get into the receipts because this is not just bad parenting. At this point, it's reckless. And it starts right here, with Matt literally saying on their podcast that having a baby made him feel stuck. Here's the moment Matt actually said that on their own podcast in front of his wife days after she gave birth.
From your perspective. But I think I was having this like realization moment of, okay, like my life just changed big time. And for a little bit, I was like, wow, like all my career goals have to go to the wayside.
Like, you brought an actual human into the world and the first thing out of your mouth is an existential crisis. Now, Abby, bless her, stayed calm, but she didn't hold back either. She said he didn't speak to her for 2 whole days after she gave birth. Now, let that sink in because you're laying in a hospital bed, stitched up from a C-section, your hormones are doing cartwheels, and you're barely sleeping, and your husband, emotionally unavailable. Like, she just went through a medical trauma, and this man treated it like a career setback. And people noticed. One user said, imagine their kids finding that video one day and hearing that their dad basically said his life was over when they were born. No, because that's not just sad, that's permanent digital trauma. It's gonna live on the internet longer than their actual childhood. And the worst part, he tried to frame it as baby blues, but what people heard was selfishness, masked as honesty. Next up, the cruise disaster that still has people side-eyeing their entire parenting strategy. Matt and Abby went on vacation, and instead of arranging actual childcare, they left their toddlers alone in the cruise cabin so they could go have dinner. Their solution? We watched them through FaceTime. Yes, FaceTime. As if a phone screen is going to stop a toddler from climbing a dresser or swallowing a Lego. And if you think I'm exaggerating, listen to how casually they said it like this was normal. Oh, and of course they tried to change the narrative, and as usual, Matt was taking the lead.
People started to speculate and believe that we had left our children alone in their staterooms. And that is just completely untrue because we had someone with our children at all times on this boat.
The internet dragged them immediately. One viral comment said, can't forget they left their baby on a cruise and made Carnival change their rules. LOL. Matt tried to save face, saying Abby's family was nearby. But if someone was actually with the little ones, why even bring up FaceTime? That's not reassuring, that's just a distraction. And let's just be honest, this whole move screams Matt logic. He is the same guy who said parenthood made him feel trapped. So leaving the kids behind for dinner wasn't a lapse, it was convenient. This isn't about one night on a cruise, it's a pattern. A dad who keeps finding ways to step back while pretending he's still all in. And if the cruise story has you raising eyebrows, this next one might just make your jaw drop. Matt decided to take their son out during a heat wave and forgot to put pants on him. Not shorts, not even a diaper cover, just raw legs, blazing sun, and pavement hot enough to fry an egg. But here's the kicker. You can literally hear Abby in the background saying it was 107 degrees that day. So not only was he pantless, he was probably getting cooked every time he sat down. This vlog moment shows Matt laughing about his son being pantless in the heat, while Abby quietly drops the fact that it's literally 107 degrees.
We are headed to go do family photos. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay, buddy. I matched with Abby on accident because she is wearing a white dress and all of our kids are wearing white. It is very hot today. It's like 105. So hopefully these photos don't take. Oh, it's 107? I totally forgot our son's pants, so he's gonna be pantsless.
Because let's be real, if you've ever gotten into a hot car in the middle of the summer, you know that seatbelt buckle alone can feel like molten lava. Now imagine that, but you're a toddler with no pants. And people tried to downplay it. Oh, it's not that deep. Kids are resilient. But that's not the point. The point is, this keeps happening. Matt isn't out here making one mistake. He's making a whole collection of oop moments that, when you line them up, don't look like parenting fails. They look like a man who didn't want to be doing this in the first place. Now, here's where things shift from careless to actually dangerous. Just weeks before the whole cruise backlash, Matt got on the mic and bragged about how one of their toddlers managed to crawl under an airplane seat in 2 seconds. Yes, 2 seconds. That's all it took for their kid to slip completely out of reach at 30,000 feet in the air. And this wasn't some leaked clip or a shady edit. This was Matt telling the story himself, laughing about how fast their son moves like it was a fun parenting anecdote. Meanwhile, everyone else is sitting there like, wait, you're admitting your child could vanish on a commercial flight and that somehow became podcast material? Because here's the thing, toddlers do move fast. That's not new. What's alarming is how chill he was about it. He wasn't even alarmed. No, that was terrifying, or we learned our lesson. Just him grinning like it's normal story time. And if that's how he reacts at 30,000 feet, what else is he brushing off down here? Which brings us to the times that he's been left alone by Abby, taking care of the little ones on his own. He's the solo dad you've probably seen all over TikTok, feeding the little ones, blending protein shakes with one hand, and low-key fighting for his life during bedtime while Abby's out of town. There's this one clip that had people both laughing and cringing, where Matt is literally using his son's back as a countertop, and yes, I'm not even joking about this, it really happened. In case you haven't heard, here is the clip that had people screaming in the comments.
Today, I'm attempting to make a protein shake one-handed. I'm a dad, and my baby likes to be held on his belly. At first, we thought our baby was colic because he gets so fussy, but our son's pediatrician said that he simply needs more tummy time than other babies.
Someone in the comments said it best. Not Matt using his son's back to hold the container. And honestly, that sums it up. It is not a but it is also not giving safe choices, especially when the toddler is squirming around and Matt is trying to multitask like he's a dad in the Olympics. Now, to be fair, some parents tried to cut him some slack. One even said, as someone who had a colicky baby, I get this, but it's better to put him down rather than try to manage everything. And they're right. Nobody is saying it's easy, but you don't need a parenting degree to know juggling a heavy glass over a toddler's spine probably isn't the move. Then there's the whole protein shake moment. Matt said he gave his son a sip, and yes, he Googled it first, but the way he said it, like he was daring the internet to call him out. Here's the moment, and tell me he is not daring people to call him out.
As soon as I started blending, my son ran over to his drawer, grabbed his green plastic sippy cup, and started tugging on my leg. He even started to dance. I mean, come on, what parent could resist that? I had read somewhere once that maybe protein powder wasn't the best for little kids, so I panicked and Google searched if it was, and then the internet said that whey protein was fine, so I decided, okay, I'll give him like a teeny little bit of the shake. Yay!
Okay, cool. So this time it wasn't dangerous, but what about when the cameras aren't rolling? If you're casually experimenting with supplements on a toddler on TikTok, what's happening behind the scenes? Now, no one is judging that he's overwhelmed. Not really. What people actually want to know is, can Matt handle it when things get real? Not Instagram real, like real, where there's no ring light or retakes, just raw meltdown at midnight chaos. Because so far, what we've seen are all controlled scenes with quick edits, but toddlers don't follow a script, and that's where people start to wonder, is he actually showing us parenting, or is he just playing the part? Now, since we're already talking on Matt allegedly being a full-time father, we have to talk about the Father's Day mess, because apparently Father's Day just didn't work for Matt's schedule last year. During the Unplanned podcast, Matt and Abby announced they were boycotting the normal June date for Father's Day because it clashed with Matt's birthday on June 18th. Now, here's the full story they told. In June 2023, they combined Father's Day and Matt's birthday into one casual family day. They had a barbecue, a Dairy Queen cake, you know, the basics. And Matt later said it felt disappointing. A bummer. Sorry, but who's out here expecting fireworks for doing what half of the planet does every day without a podcast mic? So come May 2024, they decided on air to move Father's Day to September because nothing goes on that month. Oh, okay, let's just reschedule national holidays now to better fit your schedule. And yep, they really said it out loud on the podcast with zero hesitation.
We've decided as a family that we are not celebrating Father's Day this year.
Father's Day, it's always in June, and it's like
Last
always
year
around.
was June 18th, which is Matt's birthday, so
Yes.
he had Father's Day and his birthday on the same day. And
So sad.
I will say I did kind of combine the holidays.
You did combine the two of them. It's okay though. I mean, you were pregnant, you were uncomfortable, you were
We
close.
just gotten back from our baby moon that
Yeah.
day. I got you a cake from DQ.
That clip went viral on TikTok, racking up millions of views, and people weren't just side-eyeing it, they were dragging it. One user joked, "My husband's birthday was yesterday, and we postponed that for Matt Howard's birthday too." Another TikToker went in, shading the entire concept by mocking how Matt celebrates doing the bare minimum, like washing one dish, while Abby's out here doing full-time labor with a smile. And in case you missed that TikTok, here's the clip.
Sometimes he'll pick up a dish or two and put it in the sink. I think that's worth celebrating. Just remember, this is a huge event, and I want him to be celebrated so he feels celebrated by everybody in his life.
Matt eventually tried to walk it back on the podcast, said he looked full of himself, and honestly, he kinda did. Because it's a pattern at this point, whether it's canceling Father's Day, needing solo time after childbirth, or talking about how he feels stuck, Matt somehow always shifts the spotlight back to him. One Redditor summed it up perfectly. This dude is insufferable. It takes two to have a baby. They should have used protection if they weren't on the same page. And honestly, that part. Because what happens when the person constantly centering themselves ends up in charge of everything? Let's just say the numbers don't lie, and there's evidence to prove that. And speaking of evidence, here comes more evidence, because if you're still not convinced, this isn't just messy, it's patterned behavior. Buckle up, because someone on Reddit went full FBI and tracked Matt and Abby's time together based on their own content. And I'm talking about flights, solo outings, gym sessions, date nights, all of it. And what the chart showed was wildly out of touch with the "we're so exhausted" image they keep pushing. Just check out this image of the chart, because once you see the numbers, it's kind of over for them. Here's the breakdown. 23 solo outings for Abby, 6 for Matt, 10 flights, 7 gym dates, and 21 date nights in just 4.5 months. 21! That's basically one every week, and yet somehow they're still online sighing about never getting alone time, like they're trapped. This user said it best. 21 date nights in 4.5 months? They must really hate each other or their kids if they call that no alone time. LMAO. And another one dragged them more with this take. Yes, it baffles me that they constantly talk about not getting alone time, yet they have had dates every week and complete time alone as well. Tell me you hate being a parent without telling me you hate being a parent. And yeah, the internet can be harsh, but tell me where the lie is. Because what this chart really shows isn't just them spoiling themselves, it's them drifting apart, little attention to the little ones, and if this is what he's doing on camera, imagine what it's like when no one is watching.